What if I told you that both the next Xbox and PlayStation 5 are going to blow your mind, not with 8K resolution or some fancy new technology, but more so with something that has been right in front of your face for decades on console, a technology that will finally realize its true potential on console for the first time ever. In fact, a developer has actually spoken on this, and Microsoft happened to have this technology in the works. Let's get into it. Now, of course, I'm referring to physics. And no, I'm not saying NVIDIA's PhysX is coming to console, don't be silly. What I am saying is that physics will be a massive emphasis, or at least have a massive improvement, on consoles with Zen 2 hardware. PlayStation 5 has already been confirmed to be utilizing this CPU, and the next Xbox will surely be using some variant as well. Now, as impressive as NVIDIA's PhysX is, what if I told you that Microsoft are working on their very own hardware-accelerated physics system as well? In fact, it's called Direct Physics, and it will be integrated into DirectX 12. Now, we know next-generation consoles will have higher CPU efficiency. No matter what, both systems will deliver more on the CPU end. But with something like Direct Physics on the table, if it is what I'm hoping it is, could it be some kind of secret weapon? Could it unlock additional capability for Microsoft's console? I actually covered Direct Physics quite a while ago, but I will do a quick refresher in this video. I'm also going to cover a developer that thinks physics are the next big frontier for next generation consoles, meaning physics are going to be the thing that separates future consoles from that of which we have today. Physics will be the technology that makes you think, holy crap, that game looks good. And I do not disagree. So remember, all sources are linked down below. As always, let's get into it. Improved physics are likely the next big frontier for PS5 and next Xbox, and this is coming from the developer of Iron Maiden. Now, there have been several developers talk about the importance of physics, the progression of physics, and how they can impact games. In fact, it's one of the things a lot of developers want to push, but this is one of the most recent examples coming from Gaming Bolt. During an interview, CCO Scott Miller was asked about his expectations of the next generation consoles. Miller simply replied, "Physics. One word, physics." He says, "I think this is the next frontier for gaming. With graphics, we've reached a point of diminishing returns, meaning that games already look so great now that it's going to take exponentially more power to make them that much better looking, at least in the same respects that we're used to." He says, "But having accurate real-world physics can make a game world seem far more real. This is actually something that I've been pushing for quite a while." On top of that, he says that it can also open up all kinds of new gameplay possibilities. That is also very true. Now, I actually agree with Scott wholeheartedly here. I think physics are woefully underused in current generation consoles, and yes, there is a good reason for that. If you guys are subscribed to the channel, you know that our current generation consoles are woefully underpowered on the CPU side of things, whereas something like the Xbox One X has a ton of GPU power for an enclosed box running on 245 watts. The CPU side of things is lackluster, and that's due to AMD's limitations at the time of producing the Xbox One and PS4. But now, with the next generation Xbox and PlayStation, with the advent of Ryzen and Ryzen 2, the CPU aspect of these next systems in 2020 is taking a literal quantum leap. As I've said, you're going to have a ton of new effects and things enabled: volumetrics, higher frame rates, far better destruction, AI, simulation, animations for the characters, and once more, better physics. These things come together to change games entirely and unlock new gameplay possibilities, much like the CCO of 3D Realms just said. Now, I've experienced games with physics on the PC. You'd be surprised how long this technology has been around. It has gotten better and better. As a console guy, this is something I want to see on Xbox. And hopefully, this is the direction Microsoft are going with their Direct Physics API. Now, there is speculation that it is a simple Havoc engine rebrand, but early research shows that they intend to integrate this into DirectX itself. And from there, who knows what's possible. Now, even if it is just a Havoc rebrand, it's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, some of the best destruction ever seen in video games is brought to us by Havoc engine. Games like Red Faction Guerrilla here. Like any other API, any other kind of middleware, this has been updated over the decade, and it's only getting better. Right now, there is talk that Microsoft are planning on integrating Havoc into DirectX 12, hence the name Direct Physics. This has been in the works for a couple years now, and I'm really hoping to see some next level stuff here. I'm talking something to rival Nvidia's PhysX. That's just my hope. But with rumors of the next Xbox having dedicated processing cores for things like ray tracing that can also be utilized for things like physics and AI, they are multitasking specialized cores. There is a possibility that they could use these cores to hardware accelerate something like Direct Physics, aka something like PhysX on console. Will this happen? I don't know. Should it happen? That would be absolutely phenomenal. Next level. As you see from some of the footage here, it will unlock things you've never seen on console before. And even if it's not hardware accelerated, with the better CPU on hand, you are looking at exponentially better physics here on the next systems. And once more, it's not like we haven't seen great physics before, but with great destruction comes a great destruction to your frame rate generally on console, and that's something these new systems can really get rid of, while at the same time improving that destruction, improving fidelity, and keeping higher frame rates. This would be pretty cool. And I'd like to know what you guys think about this down below. Would you like to see something like Nvidia's PhysX on console? What aspect of games do you actually look forward to? Do you appreciate? Is it frame rate? Is it lighting? Is it physics? What grabs you aside from the gameplay, which of course has to be good in the first place? Personally, frame rate, physics, visual fidelity all around. What can I say? I enjoy the technology. I like talking about it. So if you enjoyed the video, maybe learned something here today, hit that like button, maybe share this with a buddy or two if you get a minute. That really goes a long way to help the channel. It's because of you guys that we've gotten anywhere. If you're new, subscribe. If you maybe want to support this channel on Patreon for factually backed content like this, that link is down below. You can do a lot for just a little. Thank you guys so much. And listen, I do try to put out a couple different videos a week. As you guys know, I'm not just throwing the gameplay in and just talking. Usually this stuff takes 5 to 7 hours to edit and put together. So there's a few videos a week. I try to guarantee that on the channel along with the podcast. If you missed some of the past content, maybe my Days Gone review that I put about 8 hours into, check that out. Hey, I'm an Xbox guy, will always be an Xbox guy. I've always had the platforms and I've never strayed. It's just the ecosystem I prefer. But I'm also a gamer. And if I enjoy a game and I want to put out a review on it, I'm going to go ahead and do it. A lot of you guys checked that out. A lot of you guys supported it. If you didn't happen to check it out yet, maybe give it a listen. Once more, thanks for all you do. I'm Dealer. I'm out.